Hello, I'm here to talk today about something I'm very passionate about, and that is toxins in our cleaners and why it's so important for us to get rid of those. Anyway, I was once told that our names have very great significance for ourselves, and the more that I looked at it, I started to understand that that was true for myself. In that my name Anastasia, there's a Saint Anastasia that is actually known, or the patron of um, basically people trying to prevent or get away from toxins. It's been a little while since I read about her, but I believe it was Saint Anastasia of Smyrna. And I really resonated with me when I read that, because I have come to realize how harmful being around chemicals, and how easily they can get into our body. Like in 26 seconds, if you've cleaned the floor and your little one is walking around with bare feet, 26 seconds, those chemicals that you used on the floor will be in their bloodstream. Um, I recently was reminded when I was doing the blog post, of a screenshot that I had taken during a health talk, and it shared that in 90 seconds, detergents can get into our bloodstream from our clothes, because we're wearing our clothes all the time. So that's an area that it's very, very important to get rid of toxic chemicals, because our body's being exposed to those chemicals, the residual of those chemicals. And yeah, it's just very, very important. And obviously, while you're cleaning, you're breathing fumes, you're getting it on your hands. And like I said, 26 seconds, something can be through your skin and into your bloodstream. And so that's why it's really, really important. And I'm going to leave the link for my blog post in the comments, so that way you can actually see some of these. And I am going to have to update my blog post to go into get better links, because there was a website at the end of this document that I was gonna try to link things to, so you could see current products, because I did realize with at least one of these that I just happened to look up, it wasn't listed. Like, one of the products was no longer listed as using a particular chemical. And so, I want to be accurate. My blog post right now, I just put what is in this document, because I wasn't able to verify it. Apparently they're working on the website right now, and so it wasn't available, so then I couldn't link and make sure what it was currently saying, because I don't know how long I've had this document. I actually went back and found an email, and I'm not saying that it hasn't been updated at all, but it was at least 10 years old. So hopefully, with more awareness, some of these things don't have, but I was just really happy to be able to see that website, and it has a list of the products that have particular chemicals. And so the ones in this, and there are others, like there was this one supposedly eco product that, before, like, I don't know, just because they're working on it, it seemed to work for a few pages, and then I went back to that same page and it wasn't working again. So anyway, it just wasn't able to fully verify everything. But yeah, it was an eco product. I clicked on it, and when because I was interested, because I thought, oh, I wonder what was listed in a column on the front page about green. So I click on it, and I don't know what brand it was, but it was a well-known brand, and it had this list, and one of the chemicals in this document was in there, the sulfamic acid. And you'll see in my blog post that I did talk a little bit about it, because I was able to see the listing for sulfamic acid before it stopped working. So anyway, that product not only had sulfamic acid in it, but it also had 3 things in it. And interestingly enough, the website did not have sulfamic acid flagged as something to be concerned about. It said it wasn't whatever the letters were as significantly, I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, it's in my blog post. And it didn't have it designated for that. And yet I looked up on another website and I found that it does have serious, just not severe, issues. So anyway, it just made me realize that you just really need to do research. And so anyway, there were 3 substances in this green product that were chemicals of concern. And so I just find that very, very interesting to realize that even these green, supposedly green things that we get off of our shelf are just not. And, well, not good for us. So anyway, I'll just real quickly go through. There's lye, potassium hydroxide, harmful swallowed or inhaled, can cause severe eye and skin burns, can cause severe respiratory and digestive burns, and repeated skin contact may cause dermatitis or eczema. And I had my granddaughter, she really had a lot of issues with eczema, and it seemed to be very much linked to being around cleaners that had, just regular cleaners off the shelf that ended up getting into her system, whether it was from the floor, the laundry, it was a combination of it. But since they've been using just the Get Clean products, that has not continued, and we were able to actually help get her detoxed from what was causing that severe eczema for her. And so anyway, that those are 2 on the front. There's butyl cellulose, or no, I don't think I did the sodium hydroxide. It causes 75% of all the caustic injury to the esophagus in kids under 5 years old. And it can cause burns in tissues, can cause chronic skin irritation. Again, we're talking about eczema. Can cause irritation to the respiratory tract, can cause liver and kidney damage. And, things like Lysol toilet bowl cleaner. So, you just really need to take a look into these things. And hopefully, as time goes on, these things will just not be as much in our environment. But that's like a huge thing to fully get rid of. I mean, even in our own lives, even if we change everything over to Get Clean and start using non-toxic things, we're still exposed. We go to the store, we are out in the public where things are still largely cleaned with these chemicals. Butyl cellulose linked to reproductive harm. Okay, so we don't want to have birth defects or any kind of reproductive harm. Can cause irritation and tissue damage from inhalation. Exposure for 15 minutes while cleaning a shower. You can inhale 3 times the acute exposure limit. And where exposure is through the skin. And at least on this one, Simple Green was on there. And we think, oh, green must be great. Well, take a look and really try to understand the things in these. These could be affecting our children, even in their behavior. I watched a video once about that, and just being exposed to some of these chemicals just sent kids into severe behavioral issues, like they were throwing tantrums and having a lot of issues. So it can really affect us, and not everybody is the same, but it can be something that is affecting us, even if it's not as severe as that. It can still be, because it's in our blood, and so it gets in our blood, it gets in our lungs, it gets into our bodies. So That's why this is important. So hydrochloric acid, it causes severe damage to skin and eyes, throat irritation, even when exposed briefly and at low levels, linked to reactive airways dysfunction syndrome, and that possibly could even be something like asthma, even though they're not calling it asthma. And again, that's in Lysol bowl, toilet bowl cleaner, and several other toilet bowl cleaners. And that's the thing with all of these, we're flushing them into our water supplies. They have to get cleaned out of our water. I mean, basically, at some point, we're probably just going to be drinking this stuff, and it's going to be really hard to get completely out. Just make sure you have a really good water filter. MEA, I'm not even going to try to say this word. I typed it out on my blog, so you can take a look. It is linked to asthma. And the thing about this one is that, and again, I need to still verify it, but on this document from several years ago, draft was on there. That's for babies. So we think we're getting this extra special laundry cleaner for our baby, and it has something that's linked to asthma. So why do so many children suffer from asthma today? It really makes you want to dive deeper into this and to get rid of these things. And then sulfamic acid, the one that I talked about already, toxic to lungs and mucous membranes. Direct skin contact is corrosive, causes skin irritation, and inhalation causes irritation to the gastrointestinal tract. So I will put that link to my blog post, and I hope you have a great day.